Tonight we're going to be talking about transparency in business. So we're just waiting for a few more people to come in. I feel like we need to have music playing or something when we start. It'd be
You
so
know,
awkward
we're
in the beginning.
we're gonna do an introduction and stuff. We're gonna really hook it up. We're gonna hook it up now that we're
We're gonna make a theme
official.
song.
Yes, yes. I'm about to send you the YouTube link. I'm gonna text it to you. Or is it better to email it?
Email it to me instead.
Okay.
Hey y'all, happy Monday to everybody that's in the room so far. Tonight we're going to be talking about transparency in business. Yes, yes, yes.
And also let them know that we are trying out something new. Well, I guess I could do that really quick.
You're
I
not
like
behind the stage.
I like focus over here.
Yes, you're totally. I just looked at you on the screen and I was like, yo, she's in that mode of like producing.
Yes, this is where we need a team.
You got that
Thank you,
face.
D-Roy.
Thank
We need a
you.
team to just handle this stuff for us.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Just
Um,
to let all of you know that's in the room so far, we are trying out some new things so that we're able to stream on multiple platforms at once. So, just bear with us tonight. It might be a little.
yes, and it's so interesting because now Facebook doesn't want to work right now, even though it worked for YouTube. So we are live on YouTube. But Facebook is not working for us right now. So I'm not sure
Facebook is
why.
hating on us. Like,
But what we can do is share this YouTube link
yes.
with everyone that is on Facebook. That's the blessing of it. But that kind of sucks.
Yeah.
We'll try again shortly.
How's everyone doing that's in the room so far? How was your weekend? How's your Monday going? I'm loving the curly hair on you. It looks so cute.
Oh, thank you, thank you. You know who did my hair?
Ooh, was it Janice?
Yes, she did. She's
I
now
need to go
officially
to
my
her.
hairstylist.
I need to go to her because, I did these braids in my hair it's going on 2 weeks now. And my hair does this thing when I have braids where it does not keep the braids that long. Like braids done slid all the way down. I had to braid them over it's still like it though. I braid it over and it slides right back down again. So I'm just
Oh
like,
my goodness.
I need I need some, I don't know. Whatever new methods they have to keep the braid from sliding down your hair, because my hair is soft. So when I oil it, it just goes swoop. I'm like, okay.
Yes, and you
So
know what
yeah.
I love about Janice of Chic and Savvy is that when she braids my hair, I don't feel it. I
Oh,
don't
that's
feel it at
great
all.
because I'm so tenderheaded. And that's the
She
only reason why I haven't gone to her yet. Like
no,
I've
she's
purchased some
good.
makeup stuff, but I
She's
do my
good. She
own
won't feel
hair
nothing.
because
Trust
I'm
me.
terribly tenderheaded.
You won't feel nothing. I
Like
was actually working comfortably while she was doing my hair. I didn't go like it hurt or
so I
anything
could
like
be
that.
sitting there like cutting out patterns and sketching and all that. You
Yes,
saying that's what
you
you're telling me?
can. Yes, you can because you don't feel a thing and it's neat. It's good. Like this still looks good.
Yeah,
Like
it looks really good.
I told my mom, I'm like, I'm sorry, you can no longer do my hair now.
All right, chic and savvy. I don't think you in here yet, but when you get up in here, just know that I need you to touch on this head of mine. Hook me up with some braids that's gonna stay on.
Yes.
I heard you got light hands.
Yes, like everything she does, even blowing out my hair, it's so light. I'm
Wow.
like, did you? I was like, in the beginning, I was questioning her, like, did you actually blow out my
She's
hair?
like,
Because
are
I
you?
don't feel anything. Like, are you really doing it? And she did. My ponytail, that hairstyle she did, and you see it was
Yeah.
nice and sleek. Like,
Yeah,
she
it looks
has,
really
like,
cute.
I am so happy because she did an amazing job.
Wow.
Even washing my hair,
Yes.
I don't feel anything.
Okay, I'm sold. Say no more.
Like, I'm surprised you haven't seen your cousin.
No, I don't go to anybody because I'm so tenderhead. And so I just do my own hair because I'm just like I just it gives me a little bit of anxiety.
Mm,
I don't know. It's a weird thing. Anyway, Kenny Sings, thank you for joining. Nelly, thank you for joining us tonight. We're talking about transparency in business. So thank you for joining in. Let's get started. We've
yes,
been
we
on for a few
can.
minutes now.
Yes.
We have
All
been
right.
on for a couple of minutes.
Yes and yes. So, Chantel, as always, what made you want to talk about this topic for tonight?
Um, this topic stemmed from personal experience, basically,
Hmm.
and also from what I've observed. Um, I've been like trying some things based off of what I've been learning recently. And I just noticed that in the past, when, I was doing business and stuff like that, um, the fact that I wasn't as transparent made it a little bit harder for me to connect with people and to maintain those connections. And now that I kind of change my business module a little bit, and I'm taking those steps to make sure that I'm more transparent with my business, I see that I'm attracting more clients and maintaining better relationships with them. So
Hmm.
I'm like, I wonder who else has, either paid attention to that or experimented with transparency when it comes to their business. So I'm like, you know what? That's a topic. Let's talk about it. Let let's get into this conversation about it.
Absolutely. I mean, with public relations, I was always taught to be transparent, even though publicists do have a bad name or a bad rep sometimes because it's like it's known to be spin things. And from what I was taught, that spinning is not good. Transparency is being
You said
honest,
spending?
spinning, like
Oh,
spinning a
spinning,
story.
like spinning a story. Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha. I'm
Yeah.
following.
So I was taught to be very transparent and to not, hide things, and to say what it is, and, be as honest as possible to your customers, letting
Hmm.
them know what's going on, what's happening, um, and to it's like it's when you are transparent, it's like you're keeping them in the loop, right? You're
Right.
keeping
They feel
them
like they're a part of what you're doing.
exactly. So
Yeah.
I think it's very important that we do that with our clients because you don't want to lose that trust, right? You
Hmm.
want them to be able to know that whatever Chantel or Empress tells them is the truth and that they're going to figure it out or make it work. So I
Absolutely.
I do think it's very important to be transparent with your clients. And it's all a part of building relationships.
Oh,
It's all a
major
part
part.
of growing your business because now you can get feedback from them, right? If you're trying to hide or cover things up, you're not going to get the feedback that you actually need from your clients or your customers,
Hmm.
because they can actually help you solve a problem or um, discover something new about your business or yourself. So I think it's
Exactly.
important to be transparent. Does that mean to be telling all your business?
Oh
No.
no, they they don't want to know all your business.
Right. Like that's what I'm not saying. You do not have to tell all your business,
No.
but you most definitely, if something comes up or if you want to be preventative, you can inform them saying, hey, so like that's why, different stores or businesses, they'll say like, okay, we're going to be having maintenance on the website on Sunday from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. So that's them being transparent with their
Oh
clients, their
yeah.
customers, and not waiting till it's time 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. and the customers are like, why can't I get on the website? Right? That's like
Mhm.
the smallest aspect of transparency.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
so just being able to tell that and say that to people like, hey, this is what's going on, this is what we're doing, or what this is what we're putting in place to fix the issue. We just want to let you know. We just want to give you a heads up. So like if you're coming here, you understand, you know what's going on. Like when I used to work at a nail salon, that was a little tough because everybody wanted to come in and like get squeezed in, and especially those versus their appointments, who had appointments, to those that were walk-ins. Hey Hans. and
Hey, happy New Year.
and there was times where it felt like I'm trying to butter up all the clients, right? So we're
But you know
trying.
what? It's harder when you're an employee of a business and you really can't control like the narrative of how they do things. So it's like, okay, they don't want you to say this or they don't want you to say that, but then they don't realize that they're actually hurting their business sometimes by operating that way. So it's a little bit harder when you're an employee versus
Right. And
running your own business.
right. And that was something that actually I had experienced because like my boss at the time, she, not all the time. There'll be times where she'll be like, okay, don't say this, maybe say it this way. Um, and I get
Same.
it. But there's a way to say without having to give all the details, right? And still being transparent that, okay, there is a breakdown. However, we're working on it, and or we are booked. However, if this person cancels, we can fit you in. So if you want to wait around for a few minutes, you can do that. Instead of
Hmm.
saying like, hey, we can take you, and praying and hoping that someone
Oh, that's
cancels,
that's the absolute wrong thing to do.
right? So,
Imagine they're sitting there 20, 30 minutes go by and they're like, I thought you can take me. And it's like, well, I got five more people in front of you still. Like
right.
that causes so much more of a problem than, you know,
Right. And I mean,
like
my
you
old
said,
boss, she didn't tell us
letting
this.
them know.
She was actually the one that taught us to be able to say that too. She was the one that taught us to be able to say that. But, there's some places that will make you feel like, you got to just cover everything up and just tell
Oh,
everybody.
I I've experienced that in almost every job I worked at. And I've worked from a car dealership to retail stores to, the dental field. And there's always a little bit of that with your employer um kind of like coaching you to cover up certain things when it should be okay, let them know what's going on, but say it like this, you know,
Hmm.
because you still want to maintain those relationships with your client without BSing them. Because people know when when you're BSing them, you know,
Hmm.
and covering up stuff. So you still want to maintain that relationship, like you said earlier, without saying like, so much. But there's a way to say things. Hey, Sai. So I
Yes.
feel you. I've experienced that. And that is frustrating because, it's not your business. So you can't really go out and be like, well, this is what's really happening. It's
Right. But
it's it's just a certain way you have to do it.
But what I learned from those experiences, and that's from almost all my jobs, because it's always those similar situations, because it's always a client
Mm-hmm.
customer relationship. And what
Right.
I learned is to just be very transparent with my clients and letting them know what's going on, being speedy or being proactive and not waiting too late if it's something that you do foresee happening. So I think that if we as entrepreneurs put those practices in, and just being able to communicate, because even outside of that, like I've experienced recently where I'm like trying to be a yes to everything, just trying to do everything and not really looking at how to manage my time.
Mm-hmm.
And with like as I have my stuff scheduled, but then something last minute comes up that seems urgent, and I'm trying to take it on and do it. So instead of me being transparent and saying like, hey, I'm not able to do this. Maybe I'll see if someone else can take this on, or for whatever it was I had scheduled, or for whatever that urgency was, just still
Mm-hmm.
being able to have a replacement and still be able to have all things covered. But what I've
Right.
learned is to just be able to communicate and let people know that, hey, I'm not able to do this at the moment, or I can see if someone else can do this while still, taking care of their needs, and as well as still committing to what I had already obligated myself to.
Absolutely. I just want to backpedal a little bit and go back to when we were talking about not really sharing your personal business. I think that, and this is from experience as well. Sometimes it does get a little bit personal, and it's just a matter of knowing what to share. Like, for example, I don't know, you start a, let's say you have a herbal tea company that you know aids in helping you um, relieve yourself of certain sicknesses, right? So then you're sharing your story because your
Mm-hmm.
story is connected to this product that you're selling, and your story also helps you connect with those customers that you want to bring in and those clients that you want to, you know, um, keep onto your business. So you're kind of going a little bit personal there with sharing a story. So being transparent in that type of way where your story or a certain moment in your life connects to your business and that helps you to better connect to your customers, it's
Mm-hmm.
okay to do that, you know. But it just really depends. It really depends on, what you're selling, the type of business that you have, and the type of clients that you're trying to attract.
Mm-hmm.
So being personal is not completely like out the window. It's just a way of doing it and being intentional about it and making sure that it's aligned with your business and what you want to attract to your business.
Absolutely. And
Hey, Lexi.
I like to ask everyone that is watching where you either had a good or a bad moment of transparency, of being either too transparent or not being transparent enough, or even just a good example of being transparent and what was the result that you got out of it. So feel free to share. And let me just put this into space. So, if you all want to actually come live with us, so just to let our IG followers know, we are right now on YouTube. We are on YouTube right now. We were trying to get up on Facebook, but something happened. I'll work on that next week. But we are live on YouTube. And if you actually want to come up on the screen with us, you can do that. The only thing that would happen is that everyone on IG will not be able to see you. But on YouTube, we can see you. We're trying something new. We're trying to expand our reach. So,
Yep.
right now, we are working on two platforms. But if you do actually want to speak to our YouTube viewers and engage with us, we can most definitely do that and try that out tonight. But like I said, for those that are on Instagram, they're not going to be able to hear that person. So if everybody do want to convert over to YouTube, you can do that as well. But you have that option if you actually want to be heard and we can engage with you.
Yes, yes.
Just let me know, let us know in the chat, or go over to the YouTube page, the L Spot One, and just message in there, and I'll send you guys the link of how you can get on to the conversation. Awesome.
All right. Yes, yes, with that. Yeah, but yeah, it's just um even like looking at, social media with influencers and with people who start their businesses and they promote their businesses heavily on social media. There's a whole lot of transparency happening with that. And it's just good to make sure that you have those practices within your business of being transparent because, you know, people will find things out anyway, and also like I can only imagine like what you mentioned earlier about not saying if your site's going to be down for maintenance for a certain amount of time, and then imagine your customer service line is blowing up now because you didn't inform your customers about that. So little things like that make a big difference, and it also helps with building the trust of your customers as well, because they want to know that they're dealing with a business that's upfront and that's reliable.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I know something is going to take extra long with shipping, I send emails, I send text messages to people, you know. Just those
Right,
small things make a big difference and they appreciate it. And that's a part of being transparent as well. Communication, communicating
right,
with your clients and your customers.
exactly.
Oh, I've
That's
shopped at businesses who they they was terrible with that. Like no communication, hard to get in touch with, just terrible. And those businesses I've never shopped at again.
hmm
So,
it's the most simplest thing. And I mean, with life, with anything, it's communication. I think we talk about that all the time on here,
hmm
that it's very important for us to communicate with each other because that is how we can create language around what it is that we want to achieve and for it to actually be executed for whatever goals that we may have or whatever it is that we want to do. If we can't communicate it, if we can't get it across, then whatever that it is that we're trying to achieve is not going to get done.
nope.
That's why
And
there's
speaking of
words.
I'm sorry. Yes, and then speaking of transparency, I did forget to mention to you guys that we will be on here until 10 o'clock,
Oh
and then
yes,
we're going to be moving over to Clubhouse. So those of you who have compatible devices and can come over to Clubhouse, we're going to continue on Clubhouse for another like 10 to 15 minutes on that platform as well. So just letting you
yes,
guys know. Sorry I didn't mention that earlier, but I'm mentioning it to you guys now.
yes. Thank you so much for that, Chantel. I know we're like
No
trying
problem.
so many things, new things
I
today.
know.
But we're just what's amazing about trying new things, and this is all a part of transparency, is being
Oh
able
yeah.
to see what works and what doesn't work. Seeing where everyone prefers to be, right? We need to get feedback. So for those that are here
Exactly.
watching us on Facebook or if you're watching us on YouTube, um, we need that feedback of where you prefer to watch your content because we're here every
Yes,
week
yes,
committed
please.
and we want to make sure that we deliver our message, our words to you, and making it sure that it's comfortable and accessible where you can see it at any time, wherever you are. And it's very important for us to just do these test trials to see what works because we want to spread the word. We're not necessarily on here to do this to be famous. We're here to share what we know because we know there's a community out there that needs support. Like right now everyone is an influencer or a specialist, and we are in our own right. We are in our own right. We've been doing a lot of things and we have knowledge to share, and that's what a community is about. So with that, we want to be able to reach as many people who may need this, who may feel like they're lacking this. And for those that are on here, you guys have been so committed and we are truly thankful for that. And we just want to reach more people. That's why we always ask you guys to share, share, and share. Like, don't only hold this to yourself because I'm sure that you wish that someone else had shared some type of information to you for you to grow and, excel in your business. Where this show is focused on entrepreneurship and just balancing, life, and we're here to share our own experiences and also bring in other people that can help us all to continuously grow as entrepreneurs. And no matter what age, because I was about to say as young entrepreneurs, but at no matter what age, because we're always growing, we're getting older by the
Hmm.
day, by the minute, by the second. So I just want to encourage you all to just give us feedback. Let us know where you want us to be. And so that, and if we can do all, we'll most definitely do all. That is the mission of trying to get us all on all the different platforms. But this is, what we're doing. We're experimenting. Chantel, do you got that?
Yeah. So Sai said that she feels transparency allows for pure connection, no filter. It's a reminder that we are all human, can relate, as well as be supportive with one another. My clients become like family. Oh, absolutely. Same here. A lot of my clients have been with me for years now because we have that relationship where we're transparent. And now I'm doing that on a broader level where, I went from private clients to now online with the online boutique and making sure that I'm transparent with those customers and that I want to bring in and eventually turn into family. So most definitely. Sai also said, when I was experiencing some of my hardest times, my clients were so supportive and offered their assistance. Wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
That's a beautiful client business relationship.
And that's what you want. You want where your clients become your support system, your ambassadors. You want them to start speaking for you. You don't want it to just be like only a transaction. You want it to actually be a relationship because they are the ones, or we all are the ones that's going to actually support each other and help each other grow, because without the clients your business is not going to grow. And the same thing, without the person that's providing the service, whatever you need you may be lacking in. So it's like it is a transaction, but you don't want to leave it as just a transaction where it's just only, I'm gonna just do this, I'm gonna do that, and that's it. You want to build that relationship, you want to build that trust, you want to create that transparency so that your customers can say confidently that yes, I can go to Sai, yes, I can go to Chantel, yes, I can go to Empress, because I know that they're going to deliver on their word. They're going to tell me what's going on. They're going to keep it real, or whatever it is that they
Mhm.
like for themselves. So I think that is very important, um, to continuously build those relationships, build family. Like all my clients that I've ever had, they always turned into family for me. They became my close friends. Um, and it's like, you try to keep it just business, but it doesn't work. You're building a relationship, you're building a bond with people. So it can never just be one thing or the other.
And you know what? All this just shows us that business is more about the relationship than it is about the transaction because those
Hmm.
relationships are going to get you to those transactions that you want. So focus on those relationships. And that was
Yeah.
something, honestly, that when I started my boutique, I had to pretty much learn how to do. It wasn't just about the items and selling these items or accessories that I have available, but building the community and building those relationships so that I have those long term transactions versus just someone coming and buying from you, and then that's it, a one-time thing, and there's no type of relationship that's built. So now I make it a point to like send out those emails and adding on like birthday clubs and things like that, so that I can continue to build with my customers.
Yes. And Chantel, it is 10:01. And that means we're going to convert over to Clubhouse. So if you are watching us, whether if you're on YouTube or if you're watching us on Instagram, I know YouTube is just looking at us from below up. So my bad, YouTube. We got so caught up on Instagram because that's where we're used to. But you can watch us or actually listen to us on Clubhouse. We're going to continue the conversation over there. Tonight is all about testing and trialing all these different platforms, just
Trial and error.
seeing what it's like. and just building our tribe, building our community, because we want to share all the information that we know, and we want to hear from you all as well. So right now, meet us on Clubhouse. Look for Jessica Chalmers. That is my real name. You can also look for Chantel. Chantel, what's the last name you got up there?
And I have Shannon Shannon on Clubhouse. I
Okay, and
named
for
it
Clubhouse is
uniform.
Shannon Shannon.
Yeah.
And I think my at name is Empress Lanice as well, so you could probably find me there too. But we're gonna head over there, and thank you
Yes,
everyone for
Sai.
watching.
Sai.
Hmm.
So Sai wants to know: are we staying on another platform in Clubhouse? Yes. On YouTube, that's on the L Spot, right? The L
Yes.
Spot YouTube, and no, Facebook didn't work tonight. So yes, YouTube and Clubhouse.
Okay, so we're gonna stay on YouTube. We could do that. We can see how
Oh,
that
we
works.
weren't. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was gonna sit down, but we can actually let's try it out. Let's see what happens.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah. Why not?
and yeah, let's see and see how that works out. All
We
right, so
could
meet us on
definitely work something
YouTube
good.
at the Else by One and YouTube family. We could give you some attention as well.
And
All right.
again, please let us know like what platforms you guys prefer, what platforms work better. Like all that feedback definitely helps us out. And we'll see you guys on Clubhouse and YouTube. All right. Oh,
All right, guys. So we are still here live on YouTube. This is so exciting because it's like we're just trying out stuff, having fun, and I think this is part of the
yes,
entrepreneur
I'm
journey, right?
excited. Like the energy is, I'm like exhausted today, but inside, I'm so excited.
Yes, it's so it's just part of the
You gonna
journey.
bring me in, or you want me to start the room?
I am about to start it right now,
Okay.
and let's
Let me
see.
do this in the meantime. In the meantime, in between time.
And while you're joining, I'm gonna ping some people. So those who are watching us on YouTube right now, we're on a new platform called Clubhouse, if you haven't heard about it. And Clubhouse is pretty much just an audio version um, of social media, all these different social media platforms. Um, and it's been growing actually. So many people have
Mm-hmm.
been joining the conversations. I've been in different groups, just listening and speaking and sharing. So I think it's great. I think it's really a great platform to grow your network, and you actually get to meet so many different people. I think it's amazing. So I just wanted to try it out and just have our hi, everyone that is on Clubhouse. We are just opening up this room. It's called Entrepreneurial Life with Chantel and Empress Lanice. And tonight we're going to be talking about transparency in business. We just left Instagram Live. So, and we're actually live on YouTube. So, if you do want to see us, you can actually go to our YouTube page, the L Spot One, and you can see the live video. And Chantel will be joining us shortly, who is my co host for tonight. So, thank you everyone for being here and just listening. And hi, Only Love. It's so amazing to see you. I heard you earlier in the other chat. So, thank you so much for joining in. And we're going to start the conversation shortly. Hi.
Hi, I'm sorry. I'm still finding out how Clubhouse works, but it's great to see you.
Yes.
It's great to see you on here.
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you for joining in the conversation as well. I'm still figuring it out too. This is my second time doing a room. So I'm excited to see what comes out of it tonight. And like I said earlier, I was listening to you speaking with Archbishop and, the other, that group chat that we were in, and that was so amazing and powerful. So thank you for always just, showing up and showing your presence.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. And thank you for everything you do as a prophetess in the public realm. I love it. So, I really appreciate you doing this room. So I'm going to go back to listening as you get set up because I'm like figuring out how to do Clubhouse. But I wanted to say hi to you, Jessica.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. So we have started a room called Entrepreneurial Life with Chantel and Empress Lanice. I'm just waiting for Chantel to come inside of here. We actually were on Instagram Live. That's where we normally have our show, but we decided to bring it over to Clubhouse just to try it out and see what that experience is like. And then we're also live on YouTube right now. So if you want to see us, or if you want to see me, because Chantel disappeared, I don't know where you went. Oh, I see you now.
I'm back. I'm here.
And if you do want to see us, you can go to YouTube at the L Spot One, and you can watch us live as well. We're gonna be back and forth in Clubhouse and YouTube, just experimenting and playing around with social media, just getting a feel of it. And so I just want to thank you all for being here. Yeah. So Chantel, introduce yourself. Just let people know we do have 2 people in here for right now. But I am pinging some more people to get them to come into our group.
Hey everybody, my name is Chantel. How are you guys doing tonight? Hold on. I'm a little bit of a mess at the moment, but it's okay.
Yes, we are all multitasking right now.
Okay. I didn't have my charger in and my computer died. My laptop died, so I had to get that going again. But yeah, my name is Chantel. I am the CEO and designer for Shannon Shannon Designs, owner of Shannon Shannon Boutique and Stylist. And I'm just excited to be on here with everybody, sharing information, receiving information from you guys, just getting in conversation about, you know, different topics around entrepreneurship, about the life of entrepreneurs. So yeah.
Thank you so much, Chantel, for sharing that. Now, I know we were talking about transparency in business, but with this being our first show, well, not our first show, but our first or second time being here in Clubhouse, let's, just talk about how this journey been, how this experience been of being on IG Live and just sharing our story, sharing our experience of being entrepreneurs, right? We're in different industries, and there's so many people out there that is looking for support, looking for guidance, and I think that it was an amazing idea that you came up with, where you wanted to create this show, and you only wanted to do one episode. But of course, the person that I am, I was like, nope, let's commit and let's actually do it consistently. And how many episodes have we done so far?
Ooh, I think we've done about 18 so far.
I think that's about right. I think it is 18.
Yeah, but initially, when I had the idea for the first live, I did not intend on making it into a show. And I partnered with Jessica Empress, and like she said to you all, she was like, "Yeah, so y'all gonna see us back here next Monday." So I was like, "Okay, I guess we back here next Monday." But doing the live on IG for me was something just it was something totally different that I didn't even imagine that I would be doing because I'm comfortable. Well, I was mostly comfortable like behind the scenes. You know, I didn't need to be on anyone's live or in the forefront of anything. But, you know, you grow and you transform. And I had an idea. Um, and the idea came to me because I just looked at the climate that we were in and that we're still in, where, you know, you have so many different like experts online and so many different platforms where people talk about entrepreneurship, and I just felt like it wasn't raw enough, it wasn't transparent enough. You know, and I just wanted to have a conversation where we really talked about the lives of entrepreneurs, you know. And we've had a couple of different topics since, starting from mindset to your behavior to our New Year's resolutions. And we've just been building and sharing information. And the thing is that as much as we share, we receive so much back from our viewers and our listeners. And I really appreciate that part because I've been learning so much from, you know, just people coming on and sharing their stories as well and sharing their knowledge as well. So I'm just super grateful for, you know, being able to do this and being able to do this with you, Empress. And also now being able to be streamed on multiple platforms. So I'm just looking forward to the growth of the life of entrepreneurs, or the entrepreneurial life. I'm making up my own.
I know we
Right
just came
now.
up with the title because before we've been
I didn't get my
streaming
nap today,
for,
guys. It's just me.
yes, we've been streaming like 15 episodes without a title. We were just showing up on Instagram and not really knowing what we were going to call ourselves. And we finally came up with the name Entrepreneurial Life with Chantel and Empress Lanice. And this, we're not sharing only because we are experts in our industry, but we're also sharing from our own experiences. And we look forward to hear from all of you. So, like for those that are in here that's just joining us, we actually want to talk with you and for you guys to just share and let us know like what your entrepreneur journey has been like. Share some of the ups and downs, the experiences that you may have, and let's see how we can work together as a community. I mean, I've been in a few rooms in Clubhouse, and I've noticed that. Um, that's what this place has been like, a community. It's been a hub, a tribe where we're all seeking for information. That's why I've been hearing like, Clubhouse become the place where almost everybody is an expert. But I think it's more of we're just sharing as a community, right? Where we're sharing as a community of what we've learned, what we've
Yep.
experienced, what worked and what didn't work for us, and it's just up to
Mhm.
each of us as an individual to decide what is going to be best for us. Like what we share or what I, say like, okay, maybe you can try this. It may not work for you, but it can open up your mind to see what other opportunities that you may have not thought about before. So I truly encourage everyone that is in here so far, and feel free to share with others. This is our second time coming on Clubhouse, so we are fairly new, and we are also live on YouTube. So if you want to actually see us live and see how we look, you can go to the L Spot one, and the L Spot is spelled with an A, THAL Spot one, and you can actually see us there and engage with us there too. And we just want to talk with you guys. So if there's anyone that's out there in speakers mode or listening mode, feel free to raise your hand if you want to join the conversation, even just to introduce yourself, because we are a community, whether we know each other in person or not. Um, we're here to build and we're here to learn from each other and create whatever partnerships that we can actually create together. So ideally we were going to talk about our topic that we spoke about on Instagram, but because we are all new to each other, I think that will be a great opportunity just to introduce ourselves and just share some of our experiences as entrepreneurs. And if you have any questions, thoughts or comments, feel free to speak up, and we can see how, as a community, we can work with each other. And some of you guys, I've seen y'all in some of the other groups that I've been in. So I know you all do amazing things. So feel free to share with Chantel because she's a newbie. She's a newbie on Clubhouse. So yes, if any of you would like to speak, just to introduce yourself, say what you do, and just share whatever's on your mind currently, or just some of the experiences you may have had as an entrepreneur, feel free to join. All right, so it looks like we got Rebecca.
Hi, Becca.
Hi. Hello. How's everybody doing tonight?
I am
Wonderful.
awesome. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. I'm so excited to just hear your story.
Yeah, no problem. Actually, I'm sitting in my room putting my fourth baby to bed. So she's on me right now. So I'm like, oh, and I saw the ping. So I'm like, sure, let me go ahead and come in and listen for a little bit.
Hello.
Hello?
Did
I,
we lose Rebecca?
Oh, okay, here I am.
yes.
Yeah, I think I got disconnected. Um, interesting topic here. I'm actually going to be around to listen. I would say I'm really a newbie with this whole entrepreneurial lifestyle. My husband has been in it for a while, and I've always, what would I say, not really been so interested in being an entrepreneur. Originally, I got my BA in psychology because everybody want to know what's up with them, what's wrong with them, what makes them tick, why am I the way that I am? So I figured, hey, what's the best way to figure out? Oh, God bless you. Let's just go and study psychology. Then that way I'll try to figure my own self out. So that was my journey into this field, and got my master's in social work, and eventually my licensure and all that. And so I've been practicing therapy for over 14 years, almost 17 years actually, since after my undergrad. So, I've worked in addiction for over 10 years. So I'll say a lot of my trainings came from that. I've worked a lot with women, children, and families, couples, depression, anxiety, trauma informed, so I'm pretty well versed. And so I had someone who says, hey, why don't you open up your own private practice? And I thought initially, oh, yeah, that sounds cool. I would love to. But I really never got around to it, honestly. And I'll say probably my own fears and myself getting in my own way prevented that from happening. So this year, I'm actually looking into taking this step finally into this life of business entrepreneur, and seeing how I can marry the both therapy and virtual life together and make something out of it. So I do have something on Instagram called Heal Spring. So that's just something starting out and testing out the waters. I don't have anything set in stone yet, but I have been listening a lot to all the people on Clubhouse, and you guys have a lot to share. And so I'm just here to soak it all in, to see how I can take my step and get out of my own way. Thanks for letting me share.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing, and congratulations on taking that step of becoming an entrepreneur. It's an amazing journey, but not an easy one.
Not at all.
Yeah, definitely. I can see that.
Yes. Chantel, is there anything you would like to share with Rebecca of just, some stuff that she can look out for as an entrepreneur, or maybe put in place, some of the things that we may have shared in our past IG lives that could be helpful?
I would say one of the most prominent things that we've shared, well, at least to me, like it stood out to me the most, was mindset. Mindset is everything. You know, when
When
it
it
comes
comes
to
to
entrepreneurship,
entrepreneurship,
you just have to be all the way in and committed to following through, because you're gonna hit bumps. It's not an easy road. It's not for the meek or the faint at heart at all. Just being real about it. But it is definitely rewarding. You know, it's being an entrepreneur, making your being in control of making your own money and your own schedule, and also creating opportunities for other people as well, which is a major rewarding part of being an entrepreneur. But it's all about mindset first. And Rebecca, it seems like you have your mindset geared up and you're ready to, get started and get going. And I congratulate you for stepping into entrepreneurship, and blessings. And I wish you all the best.
Thank you. Thank you so much for that feedback. Definitely, mindset is the biggest one for me. As a therapist, you would think that, hey, we got this. Let's learn to change our mind so we can, step out of our own fears. But no, even we struggle that way, with own fears, our own negative thoughts, and our own negative messages. So definitely, I will keep that in mind and take that into account. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Chantel, for sharing that. And I would like to add to not be afraid to fail. Like everything doesn't have to be
Oh yeah.
perfect. Like I know Chantel and even myself in the beginning when I was an entrepreneur, I was trying to have everything planned out to the T, and it it just didn't work that way all the time. So I would say just, don't be afraid to fail. And failing doesn't mean like, something really, went wrong or went bad. It's just more of, okay, the plan that you originally had did not work. So how am I going to pivot in this moment? Like that's how I look at things now.
Exactly.
I don't look at it as a failure anymore. I look at it as, okay, maybe this is not the route I needed to go. Let's try another way. And honestly, that's actually how I've been able to accomplish a lot. Um, over the years. And I kind of lost that about 2 years ago of just taking chances and taking risk. Like even today, guys, I had relaunched my website, the L Spot Online. And
So
that took a while for me to get done. And Chantel knows, like, I've been on and off, being consistent and inconsistent. And for a good 6 years strong, I was consistent until the seventh and eighth year. That's when I started to get inconsistent with things. And what I realized is that I stopped taking risk. Like when I first started, I was taking risks. I was trying everything. I went broke. I did it all, but I wasn't afraid because I was just so excited about the experience and what I was accomplishing. But then when I started to um or I thought I was putting structure in place, I started to become fearful. And it doesn't mean to not put a plan or not put a structure, but still don't lose that feeling of taking a risk. And it took me so long just to get this website up and going. And today I was working with a client and we pivoted in within 24 hours for her. She actually wanted to stream on all platforms, and we made it happen in less than 24 hours. We tested it out the night before, and we was like, all right, we're going to do it. And if it fails or something happens, it is what it is. And it went well. And that was like, hold up. Why am I taking so long to actually launch this website? Why haven't we actually, you know, pivoted and tried a different platform? So with that, that made reminded me today actually of like just do it. Like don't be afraid if it doesn't work. Like we had a breakdown with our live stream. We weren't able to go on Facebook, but we're still here and we still were able to accomplish most of what we wanted to do, and we'll just figure out how to make it work for Facebook for the next time.
yeah, and I just want to add to what you were saying, Empress. about not being afraid to fail. I actually now have trained myself to look for the lesson in failure. Like I look forward to failing at something. I feel like if I haven't failed at enough, that means I'm not trying enough and I'm not giving enough of my all. So I look for those lessons because those lessons, they make you stronger, they make you smarter. You learn something that you didn't know before and you can do better. And it aids to your growth as well. So definitely those lessons in the failure.
Yes, and I see that we have Jillian here. Jillian, would you like to
Hi,
introduce
Chantel.
yourself?
Hi, Chantel.
Hi.
How
Thank you for
are you?
joining.
Hello.
Oh, wow. So I'm just going to piggyback off of what you guys had said because honestly, it spoke to me, and I apologize if I sound like tired. I'm actually underneath my covers right now.
No, we feel you. We're trying to get there soon.
So going back to taking chances and making mistakes, let me tell you, I must have given myself anxiety on every level. Learning to build an e-commerce website was enough for me, as well as learning to ship certain products of mine. I was so scared to take that risk for several years, because I was worried that, of course, my clients would not get, their products in the manner that it was when I left it. And of course, there's like trial and error, just like how you were saying, Jessica. There's trial and error. And then, as time goes on, you start to do a lot of research and you find out that, okay, this is how you're supposed to do it. Like last year, I did something. I'm just like, okay, well, I need to put it in a box. And then it has to go in another box. And if I pack it this way, it's going to work. And of course, trial and error failed. And then finally, I don't know what it hit. And I was like, oh, okay. Like you had that aha moment. And it's like, okay, I got it. And then the first success happened. And then the second success, I'm like, okay, let the confetti come cracking down. So, I mean, it's very rewarding once you have that aha moment. And yes, finally. It may take you several months. It can take several years. But I'll tell you, it's worth it. And I tell like everybody, like entrepreneurs, even me learning, I mean, doing it for, 12 years now, it's okay, what is the next step now, And I'm still scared of taking the next step. But I know for a fact it's going to be, a good step. And I'll tell everybody, don't be scared to try. I lived in fear for a couple of years, and it stopped me from learning the next thing, or taking that chance, or partnering up with that person, or not learning to be an introvert. Yes, I'm an introvert. I don't even like talking in front of other people, so I'm learning to do that as well too. That's why you guys see me all the time now. You guys gonna get sick of me.
No, that is great. That is absolutely amazing. And what I thought of from your share is um, just to keep doing, right? Just keep being active. Keep just striving for the next thing. Like that was something that I would always do. And Chantel could tell you, like, she'll be like, okay, now what is Empress up to? What is Jessica
Yep.
up to? What is the next thing? And
Yep.
I thought it was a bad thing. I got to a point where I thought it was a bad thing because I was doing so much, that I actually halted myself. Like I stopped myself from actually doing the next, that now I'm finally back in a space where I'm comfortable of doing the next thing, and just achieving a whole new level or revamping. But it's always good to just stay active, whether if you achieve the goal that you wanted or if you didn't, because there's always something to learn from it.
Right. Yeah. So, and like I said, I'm very, very happy. And thank you so much for paying me to this conversation. Um, it's just a daily reminder that that we're all in this together, and we're our own bosses, and we have a lot to be thankful for.
Absolutely.
Thank you for sharing.
You're welcome.
Yes, and I think that partnership, this year is the year of partnership for me. Um, I'm
I can
starting
say
to,
the same.
Yeah, I'm starting to see myself like really partnering with others, that it actually allows me to expand myself a lot more. And I want to say, like, for those who may be experiencing what is the next step, or there's too much for me to do to even get to that next step, is to look to see who's in your community that can actually do something that you need to get done in your business. Because a perfect recent example for me that happened this week, and I'm that person, which I'm breaking out of that likes to do everything. Like, I could, well, what is it you need me to do? I don't know how to do it, but I'm gonna figure it out. and, and with that, I'm
That's
no
not
longer,
entirely a bad thing, though.
it's not. However, now as I'm expanding as a business owner, because it's
Mm-hmm.
not the same as when I first started,
Yeah.
that I can no longer do it all anymore, because I started to get drained. I had a burnout, which was one of our conversations that we had before. Um, and with that, I realized of asking for support and partnering with people that are really good at what it is that they do. So this week, one of my clients, um, she wanted to relaunch one of her websites. So I do website design too, but I brought on a team member, but she wanted to do keep her website the same exact way that someone else had did it. So I was like, okay, let me try to figure out how I can keep it, but the person that developed the site had did a lot of like customized coding, that I was like, oh my gosh, I can't figure this out. And I'm trying to like undo what the person did, but still keep it going. And she was like, you can just ask this person because they know how to do that more in depth. Because I'm more of design, like the visual of it. I don't know, I know some coding, but not too much of it. And I asked that person, and he actually has the website done right now. Like, after we get off this call, I'm gonna have to look at it to see. But he actually was able to execute it much faster, where it would have taken me a couple of weeks to get it done. So just looking within your community of who is really good at what it is that they do, and just only have them focus on that, then you trying to do it all. And I get it, like in the beginning, I didn't have the funds to be able to hire anyone else. That's how I ended up learning how to do some of this stuff. And I actually ended up turning it into services. But now I'm at the point of just really focusing on the growth of the business, the creativity of it, because when you're trying to do it all, you kind of start losing your creativity. Like, I got to the point where I couldn't even really think clearly, and it's not good. So I most definitely want to encourage you all to just partner with someone who knows something that you don't know, or knows more than what you know. What do you think about that, Chantel, or anyone that's up here?
I've actually experienced some of the same things, and I used to have the same type of behavior, and it was more so for me that, if I felt like someone wasn't going to do it the way that I wanted to do it, like down to the T, it was like that perfectionist syndrome
Yeah.
where they're not going to get it exactly how I want to get it. I'm going to get it done exactly how I want. I'm going to get it done in the time frame that I want. So I'm going to do these 5 million things on my own because I think that I can do the best job at it. And it's like, no, no. You definitely will experience burnout. You definitely will not be able to give 100% because I've experienced that as well. Something is going to lack, something is not going to go right because you thought that you could do it all on your own. And I actually had to learn how to delegate. And I actually learned from you and
Yes, we had a consultation
how to
about that.
delegate and how to, um, recruit your team and trust your team and train your team. So now I make sure that, with my team members that I have now, and I'm so grateful for, I make sure that I take the time to, train them on the language that I want to use, train them on the visuals that I want to use, the time frames that I need stuff done in, and they appreciate it because they're learning a new way of doing something. And then I appreciate it because I'm not trying to do 5 million things.
Hmm.
So at the end of the day, it's really, again, it goes back to mindset. Like, what in your mind is making you think that you need to do all those things on your own, or that you are capable of doing all those things on your own? And just being aware of that, and just learning how to collaborate and team up with other people, and to, show them how you would like things to be done. And then also seeing what they're bringing to the table and collaborating with them on that. Because sometimes I'll tell my assistant, when it comes to, like, saying, doing email marketing, I'll say, I want it done this way, but definitely use your creativity. Let me see what you come up with. Because sometimes I might have an idea and I might think it's just the greatest idea. And then my assistant has an idea and it's something that's even better. Or it's something that when we put it together, it makes it that much more powerful. So that was definitely something I learned this year, delegating and growing my team. And I wouldn't have it any other way now. Like, I definitely do not. Even when I have those moments, I catch myself and I be like, nope, we gonna delegate that. We gonna partner. We gonna team up with somebody and get it done.
Yes, you know what's so amazing? So we have someone in here. Her name is Tanya, I believe Tanya Bryant. And she actually shared on YouTube. She's in Clubhouse as well as YouTube, and she shared on YouTube that she said, "This is a great discussion. I struggle with the spirit of perfection, trying to get things perfect, which then hinders me from launching."
Oh,
And as you were sharing, she said, "Yep, oh my gosh, that is or was totally me."
awesome. I hope you got something from this, Tanya, and I hope that, you're aware of it. So that's step number one. And hopefully you'll be able to transition yourself into, trusting other team members and partnering with other people, because they will be able to execute your vision, the way that you want it. It's just a matter of, like I said, teaming up and having that trust and training as well. And then also taking some of your team members' input and seeing how you can come up with the best of whatever it is that you're trying to produce. So I'm glad you got something from that.
Yes, and I believe Tanya is coming up now.
Hi, Tanya.
Hello, how are you guys doing?
Wonderful. How are
Yes.
you?
I'm doing great. This is a great discussion. I'm new to this clubhouse, so I was trying to figure out how to do whatever. That's why I jumped on YouTube.
I'm a new
But I absolutely loved this discussion because, I've started my entrepreneurial journey, and I mean, there are so many things that you guys are saying that just resonate with me and what I'm dealing with. One of the things that I'm really focusing in on is making sure I take care of me. I'm like you guys in that I dive into it, and I have that thing of, I have that thing of, I'm the only one that can do this, I want it like this and I want it like that, and so I've gotten caught up in burnout, and so this year I have declared that I am going to make sure that I take care of me and that I have balance, because I have these great ideas and these things. I know that there's people that I'm supposed to reach and that I'm supposed to impact. But if I'm a hot mess, if I don't take care of me, I can't really serve. I can't really support people. And so I really come into the understanding that if I don't take care of me, I am not going to be good to anybody else.
Yes, yes, that is so true. That was a recent experience for myself too. I had to take a week off from everything because I experienced a burnout, and I did declare for 2021 to really focus on my well-being as well. And for how many days we're in? 11 days. We're in 11 days.
11 days.
And these 11 days have been amazing. So what I've been doing now is, um, I will start my day at a certain time and I'll end my day at a certain time. And I also will take breaks in between that. Like, I don't even work straight through. I've been taking breaks in between. And
Eating.
yes.
Yes.
And I realized that I can think more clearly. And now that I'm also delegating, where it's not just me anymore compared to when I first started, that now I'm delegating it to the team because I'm a part of different organizations as well as my own business. So I manage different teams outside of my own business. And with me not taking on everything like I was doing before and passing it on to them, I am able to still execute and set and dedicate time to myself. Like the other day, normally during the weekends, I'm trying to like get everything done for a particular client before that day. And I'm just like, I don't have my weekends to myself anymore. And this weekend, I actually had my weekend to myself and was still able to accomplish what was needed for that particular day.
That's
That is
amazing.
awesome.
Yes.
Can I ask you ladies a question? One of the things that I love that you guys are saying, and this is something that I really, this year of the idea of partnership. So, what do you look for when you are seeking to partner with someone? What are some of the things that have to be there for you to know that it's a good fit?
Um, that's a great question because that's something I'm still discovering. And what my first step though is looking at what my goals are right now. Like whatever my goals are right now in this moment, because of course it can change later. But in this moment, whatever my goals are, that partnership has to be aligned to what I'm doing. So, like for instance, my partnership with Chantel right now with us doing this IG live, I was also, even though she started it, I was actually committed to doing more of these things myself too. And it was in alignment of what I wanted as well. Because if it wasn't in alignment, we probably wouldn't have done it for this long, or somebody would have resented it. And what I'm realizing with all the different partnerships that I'm in right now is that seeing if it aligns with my goal. And for the most part, it has. And even for the ones that don't, I let them know like it's not a no completely. It's just not a right now. Like this is not my focus for right now or for this year. So I'm clear of what I want to achieve for 2021. So if it's not in alignment, I'm not going to do it.
That makes sense. Do you have
Mm-hmm.
like contracts and stuff like that?
So depending on the partnership, of course, have contracts. Like as far as for me and Chantel, at this moment, we don't have a contract, but eventually, depending on whatever our goal is to of expanding this platform, it will most likely have to get to that point just to keep our business covered. Because I am a true believer of making sure that your business is covered no matter who it
Same
is.
here. Yep.
And so, with the partnerships that you're doing, especially when you're transacting and making money and getting involved in that type of way, you always want to make sure that you have a contract. And what I can say, though, and this is something that I'm learning from our church, um, is that we have to put it in writing. We have to put our agreement. So even if it's not dealing with money, I think it is a good practice to actually start putting things in the agreement. And even if it's just something as we agreed that on Mondays we're going to do a live at 9:30 p.m. And I think that is a great practice to do so that one, it also builds up your confidence of when you have to do it with contracts that involves money.
I love that. It sounds like that really lays that groundwork for that accountability.
Yes,
Exactly.
yes, because I'm realizing even just in personal life, like certain relationships, I'm like, what are we agreeing to? Like,
The
what is our
clarity, you need to have that
yeah,
clarity there.
yeah? Because I lived most of my life in unspoken agreement, and then get disappointed because I'm
Exactly.
thinking that this is what it's going to be, but now I've been practicing of, so what are we doing, or what agreement do we have? Not necessarily what are we doing, like what are we agreeing to create?
And then
Yeah.
also laying down your expectations as well. That's also a part of an agreement. definitely having clear expectations.
Yeah, no, that's great. That's great because that's one of the things, just so that I can like breathe. I really know that there are people, folks that I'm supposed to connect with, that we can be a support one to another, and one of the things that you hear, the term that you hear is this solo entrepreneur, right? So solo means the only one, but it's so there's safety in community, there's
Mhm.
you can really grow and develop. And so that is one of the things that I know for this year that I must, really begin to expand and find those folks that are aligned with my heart and what I want to do, and so that I can be a support to them, and then they can be a support to me as well. So this is a wonderful,
Absolutely.
wonderful conversation. Thank you guys so much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Yes, thank you for contributing. Thank you for just asking us those questions because it got me present again too. Like, okay, am I making these agreements
Right?
with everyone? Like, who do I not have an agreement with that I need to go call and speak to right now so that we can clarify? So it's great to be able to have these discussions, and I'm so glad that we came onto Clubhouse and we're on YouTube and just being able to engage with everyone because we all have different perspectives, different experiences. We can, share, and even just the inquiry can just get us thinking about things that we may have never thought about before too. So
Hmm.
thank you everyone for just sharing. Chantel, is there anything else you would like to talk about tonight? Because I know that you would like to go get some rest because us entrepreneurs do need to sleep.
Yes, it is approaching my bedtime, but I just want to say that I'm extremely grateful for this platform. I didn't really have an expectation. I came in with an open mind of, just trying it out and seeing how, it works out and how we can further connect with people using Clubhouse. And so far so good. I'm definitely appreciative of everyone that has gotten into this conversation with us tonight, and just being able to hear from someone from YouTube, and then from coming over from YouTube onto the Clubhouse platform and continuing that conversation on. And like Empress said, you all sharing with us, it definitely opened my mind up to some things that I might not have been thinking about at the moment or pushed to the back of my mind, but I definitely need to have in the forefront and be aware of. Um, and just being able to share and hear your stories and hear that you have takeaways from what we're sharing, and then getting some great takeaways from what you all are also sharing. And I'm just appreciative for that, and I'm excited to see like what's next from this and how it's going to grow. And yeah, that's all I got.
Yes, thank you. And I just want to encourage everyone. So every Monday, myself and Chantel, we do go live on Instagram, and now we're adding YouTube. And hopefully next week we can have Facebook up and running. And you
Yes,
can
Facebook, you're
follow
right.
the L Spot online for the Facebook and YouTube. And on Instagram, it'll be on Shannon Shannon or Empress Lanice. And I think we'll do the same thing again where we'll start off on those platforms
Yep,
and then come on
let's do
over
that.
to Clubhouse. So we'll probably come back here at 10 p.m. next Monday. So if you guys want to put that in your calendars, because we talk about different topics. So tonight topic that we did start off with on Instagram was transparency in business. We did not speak it on here because everyone was new. So we just wanted to be able to introduce ourselves tonight on Clubhouse. But if you do want to be a part of the next conversation, I encourage you all to meet us on Instagram or YouTube and Facebook, and to participate in the conversation, and then we'll bring it back over here to Clubhouse.
Right. And
Um,
you know what I'm thinking too, Empress? I'm wondering if we should revisit some of those topics that we did on IG Live for Clubhouse.
Absolutely, we are turning it
I think
into
that
a
would be a good
podcast
idea.
too. So I actually have someone working on cleaning up our IG lives that we did, so we can have the audio clear. So we will have those episodes in a podcast format as well. But I do agree we can most definitely talk about it on here in Clubhouse too.
Awesome.
All
All
right,
right. Well,
everyone. Thank you so much
have a great
again.
night. Thank you
Yes.
again.
Good night, everyone. Enjoy. Speak to you all soon.
Thank you. Thank you so much for the feedback, guys. Good night.
Good night. You're
Good
welcome.
night.
Thank you so much. Good night.
Thank
Good night.
you. And good night.